What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I want to talk about Kareem Hunt because he requested a trade today, and the Browns said no. So I'm going to explain why I think he's going to get traded anyway. And I'm going to explain why he wants to be traded because I think it's very obvious. And once I break that down, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Okay. So before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's break down Kareem Hunt's trade request. So Kareem Hunt is in the final year of his contract. So as a running back who they don't tend to have great lifespans in terms of careers, he's saying, I need to get my money now. And he's proven throughout his career that he's a 3-down back. He's a workhorse and he's amazing. He's probably in the top 10 to 12 running backs of the last 6-7 years. And, he's just trying to get his money. And the Browns drafted Jerome Ford. They re-signed Dearness Johnson. And of course, they already have Nick Chubb. So the writing was on the wall for him the second they drafted Jerome Ford, because he's like, okay, that guy was a 3-down back in college. They basically drafted my replacement, so he's just kind of like, I need to just request my trade. It was very obvious because he's doing really what's best for him, because why wouldn't he? There's really no reason for him not to. And he understands that, like, look, there's other guys that are on this depth chart that are deserving to play. And I want to go somewhere where I can be that lead back and I can get paid and I can be what I've shown I am in the NFL. So I completely get that. And I completely understand why he's doing what he's doing. And, he's still showing up to camp and everything. But I think ultimately it's better for his career in the long run to get traded. And yes, the Browns did say, no, we're not going to trade him. But it's like, why wouldn't you try and get something back for him? Because somebody after this year, as long as he doesn't have like a crazy injury or anything, somebody's going to offer him a nice contract, because he's proven that he's a very, very good back that can catch, he can run, he can be between the tackles, he can be outside the tackles, he can block, he can do everything. So somebody's going to give him that bag. And I figured out about 3 teams that I think should trade for him. Ironically, I don't think any of them are Super Bowl teams or like real contenders. So I'm going to start with the Falcons, because I think the Falcons need to swing for him more than any other team in the league. Because one, I don't think they're going to be any good next year, and I don't think he takes them from being horrible to a playoff team or anything like that. So he wouldn't really screw up their draft pick. They don't really have anybody on that running game that is like, ooh, we need to give him the ball all the time. Kareem Hunt would do that. And it's also, Marcus Mariota is probably not the quarterback of their future. He might be, but you'd be signing him to an extent. You'd be signing him to a 3 or 4 year contract, but then you're going to be drafting a rookie quarterback. So it's like, what's the best thing you can do for a rookie quarterback is give him a good running game. So Kareem Hunt, there you go, check the box. And then that team after next season, after this upcoming season, I should say, their offense would be stacked, whatever quarterback you have. And then you're going to have Kareem Hunt. You're going to have Kyle Pitts. You're going to have Calvin Ridley. You're going to have Drake London. That's 4 like possibly elite weapons that they could have on that roster. And it would make their team, it would make a lot of sense, and would kind of fast track the rebuild a little bit. And then in a couple of years after that, they could draft, running back in the 2nd or 3rd round that would eventually take over the reins, right? But they would be able to help that rookie quarterback if and when that ever happens. So I think the Falcons are a good team, and I don't think it's going to take like a 1st round pick or anything like that. It's probably like a 5th rounder or something, because I think the Browns do know they're not bringing him back. They're not going to invest even more into the running back position when they already have Chubb, Johnson, and a draft pick. The second team I have is the Eagles, and this is probably, they're the best team on this list in my opinion. And I think it's just because I don't think they're sold on Miles Sanders. And when you're in an offense with Jalen Hurts, like what we saw last year, is it's going to be really, really run heavy, and it makes a lot of sense because that suits Jalen Hurts' abilities as a running quarterback. So it's like, if you give him a true 3-down workhorse to work with in Kareem Hunt, that would literally solve like their biggest issue in terms of Miles Sanders' injury history. And I think Miles Sanders is in the last year of his contract. He's like taking 2nd team reps and stuff. So it's like, it's not looking great for him in training camp. So like, if you were able to get Jalen Hurts a amazing running back in Kareem Hunt, with AJ Brown, with Devontae Smith, with Dallas Goedert, with a great O-line, you're really giving him every single tool to succeed. Then you have Kenneth Gainwell. I don't know what'll happen with Miles Sanders, but I like Kareem Hunt more. And I'm a Chargers and Eagles fan. Those are the 2 teams that I root for. And I love Miles Sanders, but I mean, it's just kind of, he's been good, but he's not transcending or anything like that. And, not every player has to be, but I think if you want to give Jalen Hurts the best chance, you should give him Kareem Hunt. That'd be, you probably trade a 5th or a 6th rounder, whatever it might be, maybe a 4th, and you get that 3-down back. And, in a few years, like I said, with the Falcons, you just draft a replacement, but it would give you a better chance to win now, which the Eagles are kind of trying to do. So I think, if they wanted to make a playoff push and then maybe win a game or 2 in the playoffs, having him would just be a complete game changer for them. and they're going to be run heavy. So it fits what he wants. He wants the ball. He wants his opportunity back. So, because we saw how great he was in Kansas City, we've seen how great he is backing up Nick Chubb. The guy's clearly talented. Last team here is the Texans. And I think the Texans make a lot of sense too, because they legitimately don't have any running backs. Like, I mean, they signed Marlon Mack, but he hasn't really shown to be anything. Rex Burkhead is a journeyman. After that, I don't even know who's on the depth chart. Maybe they drafted somebody and I'm just, ill-informed, which could happen. But trading for him would help Davis Mills a lot. They have Brandon Cooks, so getting Hunt would at least give them some semblance of an offense to where it's like, okay, we can be a run-first team who, had some play action, and it would really just simplify things for Davis Mills a lot. And, they're not contending for anything anytime soon, and there's not a lot of hope at that position. So, like, it might put a fan or two in the stands, and it might help their quarterback, who's young and, not proven yet, but they're trying to give him a chance. And if you want to give a young quarterback a chance, like I've said, with whoever the Falcons will have, whoever the Eagles will have, give them a running game. Kareem Hunt is a walking running game. That's the guy for his career is, never fumbles, can catch, can literally do everything. So if you're a team like that, that's like you really have nothing to lose anyway. Why not? But I think those are the three teams that I really like for him, being the Falcons, the Eagles, and the Texans. Other team, like I just don't see too many teams that are like really, really contending, needing him, other than like maybe the Bills, but they drafted a running back. This is James Cook. I think it's Dalvin Cook's brother is who they drafted, and they have Devin Singletary. So I was looking at them and I was like, not, I don't think that they'd be willing to give up anything for him. And I was like, the Ravens might be good because they had so many injuries last year. And, there is still some question marks with J.K. Dobbins. But then I remember it's the Browns. I highly doubt they're going to trade the guy in the division. So don't think that's going to happen. It's like all the contending teams tend to have some sort of plan at running back already that is pretty solid. The Bengals went to Super Bowl last year. They have Joe Mixon. If you want to look at the Chargers, they have Austin Eckler. The Chiefs have already been down that path with him. The Broncos have Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. The Raiders maybe. I guess that could be an option, but they have the Josh Jacobs situation already. So having two of those would probably just be a little bit confusing, I guess. Raiders would be a pretty good one, though, now that I think about it. But I don't know if they'd be willing to add another piece like that because they're already in camp and everything, and they're trying to figure out Carr with Adams and Waller and Renfro and all that, and Josh Jacobs itself. And then you get into like, you got the Dolphins who signed Chase Edmonds, I believe, and then they got Raheem Mostert. So like they're trying different weapons. You got the Colts have Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, the best running back in the league. The Titans have Derrick Henry, who's definitely contending with that. Patriots always run a committee, and that won't be changing anytime soon from what I know, and that's not really going to fit Hunt. And Hunt has that personal history, with all that baggage, and the Patriots don't tend to really bring in those kinds of guys besides Antonio Brown that one time. But I mean, they don't really tend to do that. So I don't see them doing that. And then if you look into the NFC, there's like the Vikings already have Dalvin Cook. The Packers have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. The Lions have DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. The Bears have David Montgomery. So like those teams all don't really need him or have like a big role for him. And then you go to the NFC East and you got the Cowboys who have Zeke and Pollard. Don't think they're going to be trying to add another guy into that. Eagles, I already mentioned. The Giants have Saquon. Don't see that happening. And then you got the Commanders who have Antonio Gibson. So maybe the Commanders, but I think the Commanders kind of like what they have in terms of their backfield. But I guess that might be a dark horse option. NFC South is loaded at running back. You have the Saints with Kamara, the Bucks with Fournette, the Panthers with Christian McCaffrey if he's able to come back healthy, and then you got of course the Falcons that I already mentioned as a possible trade destination that I would like to see him go to. Then you got the NFC West, which is the Seahawks drafted a running back, and they have Rashad Penny, so I don't think they're going to want to try and mix that in. The Cardinals just re-signed James Conner, and then you got the Rams who have Cam Akers, so I don't think that they're looking to replace that. And then the Niners have always had like 3 running backs, so don't see that happening, and they have a lot of potential in their backfield too. So there's really only like maybe 3 to 5 teams I think that would be willing to trade for him. And I'd love to see him pretty much on all the ones that I said either a maybe or a yes to. So let me know. What do you think? Do you guys think he's going to get traded? Do you think he's going to hold out? Do you think he's worth trading for? Would you like to see your team trade for him? Who do you think should trade for him? Because if you have a different team than mine and you see a different rationale, let me know in the comments. I always love that. It's awesome. If you disagree with my trade destinations, let me know in the comments why you think that he shouldn't be traded there or why you don't think it's a good idea. But yeah, just let me know how you're feeling about it, because I think this is this could be a pretty I don't want to say it's league altering, but like it'll change some dynamics in divisions and stuff like that, depending which team he ends up on, if he ends up getting traded. And, I think it would just, you're getting a great running back if you trade for him, who's proven that he can stay out of trouble in the past couple years. And he's proven that he can, be coached and things like that. So I think he's worth trading for if you're not giving up a top pick or anything like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with Kareem Hunt, because that trade came out today, and the trade request came out today, and I'm curious if anything happens with that, because the Browns already have so much drama going on. They're just I wish Hard Knocks was following them this year, because that is just a mess in the making right now. If you like this video, please click the like button. I really, really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Appreciate that even more. Let me know how you're feeling about this Kareem Hunt trade. What you think will happen, who you think you want him to go to, whatnot. I'm all here for it. But thank you for watching. I am done here. Peace.